Alright, hi guys, DJ Zorn here for the Book and Art Brain Daily Dose of Magic and Gaming. So, I decided that tonight would be a great night for a night of debauchery and senseless violence. So I quickly re-downloaded OBS, this is open broadcast software. We used to use this way back in the day. And we're going to be playing some Sabbat Director's Cut, spelled with a K. This game, it's going to be $5 for everyone. They made it for free today. It's the 6th of February. This game is fucking amazing. I just learned that the job that I thought I had, I don't actually have. So I've kind of been getting around to a day of senseless debauchery, and this filled it. So we're gonna jump right in. This is we're gonna have to play the safe for work version. There's no difference between the safe for work version and the not safe for work version, except the safe for work version might have a different photo down here. So let's begin. I'll read them all aloud in my deep, sexy voice, and we'll have some fun. Couple of options, okay? First things first. Which dumpling? What's in your drawers? Penis. Great. How do you feel about sacrificing animals to Satan for power? Blood for the blood god. I'd rather not, even in a work of fiction, if it's all the same. Blood for the blood god. Enjoy the depressing tale of Sabbat Classic. Text-wise, the game is not safe for work no matter how you cut it, but this version is graphics by a total blah 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 blah. Also, it has crushing doom tracks by Power Station Lost, but I'm gonna turn that off anyway. Raw as hell, dog. Raw as hell. Oh geez, give him a t-shirt or something. We're gonna have to do that. You can't see it, but I'm rolling my R's so hard at you. Okay, so to confirm, you have a penis in your drawers, little witch dumpling. You want gruesome sacrifices? You want your sprites to be safe for war? Yes, I love it. Let's go. Tonight's the night. The omen's right and the stars are in alignment. Tonight, you must make the sacrifice or miss this opportunity for the rest of your lonely life. It's hard to have a Sabbath of one, but you make do the best you can. Look around your apartment. What a mess. Dishes fill the sink, hair covers the floor. The air is hazy and sharp from the cloud of poison misery that smothers the city outside. The air conditioning unit rattles and whines, and the old TV set softly mumbles static. Oh God, the sounds are going to overpower us. Actually, we'll keep them at full, and I'll just drop it here. Okay. There we go. That should do better. Anyway. The air conditioning unit rattles and whines, and the old TV set softly mumbles static. Something smells. Smells like no job, no money, no prospects, no friends. Smells like alienation. Smells like late capitalism. The only nod to cleanliness in the whole place is in the kitchen. You just mop the kitchen tiles, but only so you could paint a pentagram on them in your own blood and stick sputtering candles at every point. It's easier to clean that shit off of tiles than carpet, you would know. Assuming this doesn't work, that is. Which, really, would just be par for the fucking course. You can't live like this. You've placed all your materials in two different places, the living room and the fridge. Better round them up. Sidling around the pentagram, you open the fridge. In the vegetable drawer, a bag of wilted, slimy lettuces, an empty carton of eggs, a jar of mayonnaise, past its expiration date, and two mason jars in the condiment shelf, full of dark red fluid. One says goat on a tape label, the other says wolf. You got them from the internet. You grab them and tuck them under your arm. You shut the door with your foot and keep looking. What a mess. Dishes fill the sink, hair covers the floor. The air is hazy and sharp from the cloud of poison misery that smothers the city outside. The air conditioning unit, blah blah, oh right. Living room. Somewhere out the windows, past the smog and shit in high-rise prisons, a ripe and full moon glows down. You can't see it. The air outside is a uniform dull orange, diffusing the lights from the street and the light from the moon. You can barely even see the buildings across the street from you. You cough. On the coffee table, amid stacks of bills and filthy plates, you see two terrariums. One holds a snake, the other a centipede. Hanging over the TV set, there's a birdcage holding a crow. Crowley, your gorgeous ball python, suns himself under the heat lamp in his terrarium. Oh gosh, look at the little guy. You've had him for years. You blink black tears, move aside the lid, and take him out. Well, you're already planning on hurling yourself out the window if this ritual doesn't work. Who would take care of Crowley then? It's better this way. You hope. Better move on before you lose your nerve. Somewhere out the windows, past the smog and shit and high-rise prisons, alright? Oh, right. Centipede. Scolopendra polymorphia. The Sonoran desert centipede. This one's about 6 inches long with a glossy red head at the front of a bright yellow body topped with chitinous red plates. The guy at the pet store said it was female. You'll take his word for it. You grab the small terrarium and try not to freak out when it skulls around the cage. Why'd you even buy a centipede? The crow looks at you worriedly. You try to tell yourself it's just a bird and try to ignore all the studies they did on the intelligence of crows and other members of the Corvus genus. You unhook the cage from the hook above the TV set and clamp it in your teeth. Ah, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. This is a life you're giving over to powers you aren't even certain exist. Well, better move on. That's everything. Better keep moving. Hopefully you don't have to live like this for long. Time to make the sacrifice. You have all the materials you need. Hopefully that'll be enough. What a paltry selection. Fuck. You strip from your clothes, set your sacrifice to the side, just your grip on your homemade athame, and seat yourself in the center of the pentagram on the floor. It's time. What will you sacrifice? The snake. Choking back a sob, you raise your athame with shaking hands. With one clean stroke, Crowley's head drops to the floor. Where will you put his blood? On my genitals. Blanching, you coat your groin with the blood, lather it into your pubic hair, and smear it along your shaft. You are a bad person. What will you sacrifice? The centipede. The centipede wraps around your head and stings painfully. Fuck. You almost smear your pentagram in pain, but you control yourself and chop the little fucker into pieces. Why don't you wear gloves or something? Ow! Where will you put the blood? On my legs. You slather your legs in blood. What will you sacrifice? The goat. You unscrew the mason jar and take a whiff. Smells like copper. Does not smell like goat. You don't know why you would expect it to smell like goat. It's blood. Where will you put the blood? In my body. You rub the blood onto your skin, coating your stomach, your ribs, your collarbone, your whole front. What will you sacrifice? The wolf. You grab the mason jar and unscrew it. You dip in a finger and taste it. Well, it's blood alright. You hope it's actually wolf blood. Where will you put the blood? Head. You cover your head in the sticky fluids. What will you sacrifice? The crow. The crow flaps desperately in your grips. Tears stain your cheeks. You slice its head off with your dagger. Fuck. Fuck. Where will you put the blood? Arms. You slather your arms in blood. The candles flicker. You're coated head to toe in blood and filth. Your head oozes with the fluids of a wolf. Your body is covered in the vital essence of a goat. Your arms are slathered in crow blood. Your legs, likewise, with that of a centipede. Sticky snake blood coats your genitals. Time to call upon the unknown powers. You call upon Lucifer, morning star, the adversary. You call upon Scylla, mother of abomination, she who guards the gates. Call upon all the dukes, duchesses, baroness, and baronesses of hell. Take a quick water break. There's a lot of those fuckers. You call upon Mammon, upon Beelzebub, upon Pythias, Belial, Asmodeus, Merihim, Abaddon, Astaroth. You call upon Satan, master of witches. You call upon the nameless dead, the women burned and tortured for the sin of knowledge, the untold howling pagan dead. You're running out of ideas. Your voice is getting hoarse. Blood congeals on your body. You fight back tears. They answer. Power surges and crackles through your body. The blood sizzles and evaporates from your flesh. Your body is a crucible, a nexus, a locus. Euphoric spasms build in your gut and radiate outwards. The changes start at your head. The hair on your hackles rises as strange energy courses through your skull. It rises, then it spreads, turning into a thick, lustrous coat of slate gray fur. First it rings your neck, then it spirals upwards across your face before reaching the crown of your head. Your ears shudderingly stretch further up your skull, snapping into swiveling furred points. Your bones shift and crack as your mouth and nose stretch forward. Your teeth warp and sharpen into great tearing fangs. Slaver drips from your mouth as your tongue flattens and spills out of your lengthening muzzle. Whiskers flex just behind your reshapen black nose. You pant in the haze, shake your lupine head. You feel a howl building deep in your chest and inhale deeply to let it out. As you open your jaws, your gorge rises. You have a queasy sensation of rushing redness, slimy tracheal tubes, and then a flash of passing fangs as another wolf head erupts from your maw. Another muted howl, another nauseous rushing, and your heads bulge and shudder as a third wolf head thrashes out of your second head, still clamped within the mouth of the first. Then out comes another, and another. Finally, the howling stops and you find yourself in possession of a pillar of gaping wolf heads, just like you've always wanted. The searing transmogrifying power arcs down to your body. Occult magics rock up your body up and down. Yep, before they go up and then back down again. Shit is getting crazy in your body. Shit is getting so crazy that coarse black fur sprouts across your back, along your shoulders, down to your hips, circling your navel, playing up your flanks. However, the fur goes no further than that, leaving exposed your navel, stomach, solar plexus, and breasts. Speaking of, damn, occult magic's done gave you the rudest titties in the universe. Hell yes, they're pert and plump and full. Actually, wow, kind of painfully full. You grab them and start massaging them to try to relieve the pressure. You'd like to say it was turning you on, but breasts really just aren't that erogenous. Mostly it kind of hurts. Feel something pressing urgently beneath your nipples and squeeze harder. A hideous miasmic plague wind wails out of your breasts. Several houseplants, caught in the blast, wither and crumble before your eyes. Well, at least you feel a little better now. The changes roll outwards to your arms. Your hands as you watch them stretch and elongate, followed by your arms as they stretch. They seem to lighten, as if your bones are becoming hollow. Your nails at the tips of your lengthening digits tint and flow out into pointed black talons. Black scales sprout behind them and spread down your fingers. Your little fingers peel off from your claws and then from your hands, becoming small spars of bone sticking out from your arm, opposite from your thumbs. A fine web of cartilage stretches out between the spars and your elbows. A diabolical itching radiates down from your shoulders through your flesh. You reach up with your hooked talons and scratch desperately, feverishly. Flesh tears away from your claws, exposing blood-matted black feathers as you scratch the last of your flesh from your arms. The feathers beneath fan out majestically, flinging off globs of blood and tissue. Now you have two tremendous and shimmering black wings. As power erupts from your limbs, more flows down to your legs. Your legs shudder and spasm as dark powers course into them. Before your horrified eyes, the bones seem to liquefy utterly, sending you flopping to the blood-smeared floor. The jellied masses twitch weakly as the terrible powers draw them inexplicably together. Flesh melts away as they touch, forming a thick, slug-like pillar of flesh from your hips down. It stretches downwards, lengthening. Ridges bubble up in bands around its length. Your flesh hardens, forming a thick, glossy crimson carapace. Your underbelly gleams a sickly yellow, the ridges solidifying, slotting your carapace into distinct segments. You feel something wriggling all about your lower body, and a shower of ichor, a pair of segmented legs erupt from each segment. Twitching in the gloom, from the final segment, two massive limbs scythe out, dripping with ichor and poison. You coil your lower body, legs scrabbling for perches on the slick tiles. Finally, you right yourself and lift yourself up on your centipede lower body, now roughly 3 times as long as it once was. You have a sudden urge to eat some crickets. The crackling power jolts inwards and sensually increases your groin. Eldritch power crackles through your groin, and lo, it gives you mad wood. Your shaft trembles and pre-cum licks from the tip. Damn, you should have tried this ages ago. The power surges inward, dancing like lightning through your prostate. Your scrotum splits down the center and falls inwards. Your balls unravel and are absorbed into your flesh. Dire, excited rumbles sound from your bowels. Your rectum shifts through your perineum, trailing guts squeezing your prostate, sending another glob pre-cum up the pipes. The new orifice under your shaft welcomes the vagrant rectum and melts into a new cloaca. Vague hygiene worries flit across your thoughts before a new sensation drives them away. Your penis has split in half. The mirrored shafts pulse upwards, growing, and you reach down to touch them. You can feel ribs and vertebrae growing under the tender flesh and muscle. Twin hisses sound as the tips split apart, fangs slide into place and tiny tongues darting out to taste the smoke-filled air. Twin slits open up atop the jaws and snake eyes blink open, bringing you the stereoscopic side of your own inhuman face slack in blasphemous ecstasy. Beneath your touch, sensitive black scales spiral around the twin shafts. You play a limb downwards to simulate your new cloaca. Finally, with a gush of fluids from your cloaca and poison from your snake-headed hemipenes, you climax, twin shafts going out to their finally lengths of roughly a foot. Well, that could be inconvenient. Gasping, shuddering, you lift yourself from pentagram. You flex new muscles, test new appendages, and examine your new form. That's like us, except we're wearing some clothes. Saying up from your shoulders, a pair of gurgling, gaping, growling out wolf heads. Holy fuck, that is weird. Each one emerging with an extended maw of the one below. There are 5 heads all in all. Black fur covers most of your body. Your breast, by the way, amid a dire wind, and with it comes plague. Black fur covers most of your body, leaves your navel, chest, and rockin' breasts exposed. Your breasts, by the way, amid a dire wind, and with it comes plague. A pair of big, beautiful, black feathered wings extend out from your shoulders. They aren't quite crow's wings, because they are tipped by strange talon claws. That should be enough to get you in the air, though. You have a long crimson and yellow centipede body instead of legs. It ends in a head-like segment tipped by longer segments, useful for grasping prey or fooling complete imbeciles into thinking your head is at the bottom of your body. Where once you had a normal set of human junk, now you have a scaled cloaca dripping with vicious fluids. Above it, twin black snakes form a lethal and lengthy hemipene. You might want to warn any potential partners about that. One thing is for certain, you are 100% the most authentic bitch. It's time to find some powerful auras and suck them fucking dry. Time to hunt. This is where it stops being depressing and starts being fucking badass. You slip out into the dead night, a fledgling demoness with the world to gain. You can sense 2 powerful auras in the city, almost blinding in their brilliance. Were you to take them into your own, nothing could stop you. Which aura will you hunt? Dancing flame, black purple, rigid mesh, white crosses. You zigzag through the city's crazed and fractured ley lines, following the threads of this enticing aura. You make no attempt to mask your own reverberations. No doubt they've already reached the aura's owner. You can almost taste it, a psychic scent like candle smoke and lavender. There, apartment high-rise, top floor. You effortlessly scale the building's exterior, reaching the balcony outside the apartment. You peer through the sliding doors. Yes, good. Posters of sweet satanic stoner doom bands on the wall. Bong on the living room table. A young woman dressed solely in a black coat and a satanic pendant standing over a pentagram. Truly, the portrait of a modern witch. I take offense to that. You lift a delicate feathered limb and extend a talon and tap the glass. It disappears with a shimmering crystalline tone. You enter. At the sound, she looks up and gasps, "Lucky!" You brush as best you can. Ah, shucks. What brings you to my humble apartment, demon? Oh, I was out hunting for auras. Yours is super powerful. Do you want to join your aura to mine so we can spread my dominion across the face of this pathetic world? She's like, fuck yeah, I do. What do we have to do? I don't know. I've never done this before. I think we do this? You undulate forward on chitinous legs. You rear back in front of her until you stand eye to eye. Use the wet legs wiggling in the air to clasp all around her body, pinning her gently to you. You delicately lever the 2 of you to the floor until her head rests in the center of the pentagram. You know, I find it's best to do that in the kitchen or the bathroom. Carpet's such a hassle to clean. That is excellent advice. I don't know why that never occurred to me. You wrap the rest of your segmented form around her, clasping her nearly head to toe in segmented chitin. Is it sex? Do we do sex? I'm pretty sure it's sex. The witch claps you with her legs and twists until she rests on top of you. She runs her hands through the coarse fur on your sides, lining up your body. She circles your navel with a finger, traces it up your abs, and lifts her then fills her hands with your breasts. She kneads them gently and plays with the stiffening nipples. Sorry, careful with those. What? If you squeeze them too much, then this horrible plague wind blows out of them. Oh, damn, sorry. No, it's okay. Well, plus, I mean, was it doing anything? No, it's fun, but, like, they're just boobs. What if I just do this? She circles her arms around you in a warm embrace and rests her head against your breasts. That's nice. Actually, it's a little uncomfortable. The pressure is building up inside your breasts again. You'll probably have to let it out in a little while. This is nice. Are you ready? I'm ready. Wait, what the fuck is that? It's a cloaca? But on top, those are snakes though. Yeah, I have 2 snakes for dicks. It's a thing that happens to me. I would rather not fuck literal snakes. That's probably safer, actually. They kind of spew out snake poison when I come. I mean, there's still the cloaca. Well, doesn't your waste come out of there too? Well, yeah, but it keeps itself clean, I think. I could give it a shot, I guess. She starts to eat out your cloaca, but her heart really just isn't in it. Hey, don't worry about it. You don't have to do this. She wriggles out of your grasp and sits across from you on the carpet. She sighs. So do you. Sorry. No, it's cool. Well, she casts her eyes around the room, then come to rest on the bong on the table. We could get really high and make out for a while. I'm pretty sure that also works. She opens up a weed jar on the table and unscrews it. She starts to reach in. Wait, you say. You take the weed jar from her, hold it in front of your eyes, and utter a few syllables of eldritch power. There's a sizzling black-purple flash, and a thin wisp of violet smoke streams up, coalescing into a black shape of Baphomet's head before dissipating. You have transmogrified the herb into witchweed, a formidable substance indeed. Few are the mortals who can withstand it. You pass the jar back to her, and she packs a bowl, then passes the bong to you. You bend your heads down until you can reach the mouthpiece with your last head. You close it with your ultimate slavering ball. With a slight manipulation of the apartment's ethereal webs of energy, the bowl lights, and you draw. You pass it to the witch and hold it. You cough the smoke out with a gurgling wetness. Smoke leaks out of every gaping mouth on the way out before blowing out your last head, wreathing your towering pillar of heads in a soporific cloud of purple smoke. Takes some massive rips and holds it. Impressive! She is powerful indeed to endure the potent witchweed for so long. Her eyes water, and finally she coughs out an equally massive cloud of thick purple smoke. She keeps coughing. You okay? I'm okay. You need some water? Yeah. You nip into her kitchen, rummage around in cupboards until you find a glass. Fill it, bring it back. She drinks some. She seems to have recovered somewhat. So you make out. Hell yeah! Now your aura is joined to yours, bolstering your power. You pull away from her after a while and smite her the best you can manage. My work tonight is not that done. Okay, have some fun. I'm gonna watch some anime while this shit lasts. Damn, that sounds really fun. Maybe just one episode. 10 episodes later, you slip out again into the Dead Night, a fledgling demoness with the world to gain. You can sense 2 powerful auras in the city. We already did that. We're gonna hunt the rigid white metal crosses. This aura festers in the pit of your astral senses like a throbbing cheek sore torn open by molars that you just can't help but probe your tongue just to know you can still suffer. It feels inimical to your very being. You scowl as best as your inhuman sub-features allow you as you near the aura source. Feels like a migraine now. There, a house in some forgotten suburb. 2nd floor. You clamber to the balcony window and peer inside. A simple cross above the bed, a few posters for generic Christian rock bands, a young man in clean decks posting on Bible discussion forums? Oh, come on, dude. For real? How did this dweeb get such a powerful aura? Ugh, he's probably like a good person or something. Bust in the goddamn window. You skid around the windowsill and anchor yourself above it. With a whipping flex, you smash the window of each of your centipede tail and latch onto the wall inside. You flow in backwards in an eerie, jerking progression, then drop to the floor and wheel to face him. He starts to flip the fuck out because a goddamn demon just broke into his bedroom. You bend your creaking, slavering wolf pillar down so that the final head stares directly at him. In a deep growl, you speak, you will join your aura to mine so that my dominion shall spread to cover the earth. He's like, no, wait, who gives a shit? You aren't even fucking listening. Then I will take your power from your flinched carcass. He grabs a cross from his desk drawer and brandishes at you. It actually hurts. Damn. Righteous power slams into you, knocking the breath from your lungs. Does this Schween think he can stop you? Nothing can stop you. You squeeze your breasts until another howling blast of plague wind shrieks out. He doubles over, coughing, then recovers. Nevertheless, his attack is spent. He starts yammering about swords of the spirit and shields of faith and shit like that. Somehow, probably unconsciously, he's thrown up a powerful barrier between the two of you. You stretch out your wings to their full span. This shit can't stop you. Nothing can stop you. You start flapping as hard as you can. Papers fly everywhere. Posters of shitty Christian rock bands tear from the walls and cling to his nerd face. The barrier wavers beneath your powerful gusts. A terrible laugh builds inside you and you release it just as the lights shatter. Blood gushes from his nose as his barrier shatters, leaving him defenseless against your counterattack. You grasp your hemipenes and pump furiously. Before he can recover his defenses, poison spurts from your serpent members directly into his eyes. He screams in pain and claws at them. Venom and blood pool down his face, and he gurgles as it seeps into his mouth. Red froth bubbles out from his lungs. He collapses. Before he hits the floor, you lurch forward and seize him. He collapses in your merciless grip and screams a hideous scream as you suck the auras from his being. Power flows into you, bolstering you. You drop his spent husk. It shatters into ash when it hits the floor. The most powerful auras in the city are yours. With them, the dawn breaks. Your dawn. Take the power within yourself. Actually, I'm good. Take the power within yourself. Oh, the music gets badass. You weave the strands of arcane power to the core of your being. Power surges within you. But where before you were the plaything of terrible powers, now you are the instigator, the catalyst, the master. You direct power through every synapse and cell of your twisted form, and are rewarded as you surge upwards. Hell yes, it's Attack of the 50-foot demon up in this shit. You unleash a gurgling howl of triumph into the smoggy night air. It booms through the hazy streets, a tidal wave of all of mankind's primal fears. Slaver drips in tremendous gobs from your maws, pooling on the asphalt below. You focus your inner sights upon the thrumming webs of power ensnaring the city. Your sudden titanic growth has set them into a whirring, spinning chaos. You focus on a familiar thread and pull. And a purple flash, the witch appears in midair, just above your head. With a cry of surprise, she lands on the brow of your first head and grasps desperately onto the thick fur there. Holy shit, she shouts. Nothing holy about it, baby, you say. Guess who just got front row seats to the ruination of the world? Hint, it's you. Next stop, downtown. You push buildings aside effortlessly as you make your way to the center of the city, leaving a swath of destruction in your wake. Several explosions shock you, tearing gashes across your torso. You look down. There are tanks in the street, barrels leveled directly at your massive, monstrous form. You'll give them the chance to fire again, though. You massage your giant breasts, and soon they expel a howling plague gale. Under its searing onslaught, concrete buckles, metal corrodes, glass shatters, and rubber melts. When it passes, the tanks are mere rusted heaps of slag piloted by rotting skeletons. Okay, now I know why you warned me about that, says the witch. No problem, you boom. Something screams overhead as more impacts rock your body. They've called in the Air Force, yells the witch from her perch. You hear the fighters circle around for another pass. No, you fucking don't, you bellow. You start beating your wings as hard as you can. The smog before you whirls and shudders. You shape the currents precisely. A howling vortex spins down from the sky with a final push. You send the tornado careening towards the squadron. Tortured metal shrieks as the jets are torn apart by whipping wind and debris. Oh my god, you just took out a whole squadron of fighters, cheers the witch. Those were F-22s. You know what else can take out a whole squadron of them? The International Date Line. Oh. The military is utterly crushed, routing in disarray. Your rampage is now unopposed. You stride through the burning streets, a colossus of depravity. Your tremendous scaled genitals drool a trail of poison and mucus along the street behind you. Onlookers flee for high ground. You pay them no mind. You have a different goal right now. You reach the Capitol building. You knock off the top of the dome and peer inside at a suited sea of corpulent white fucks, fat as ticks on the blood of suffering, staring up in dumbfounded horror. You position your bulk over the dome, stick your serpentine hibby-peens into the hole you made, and start thrusting. Soon a torrent of poison bursts from your loins, accompanied by gurgling screams from below. You gaze across the ruined skyline and take a deep breath. Your howl echoes across the desolate ruins. Bring me the skull of every banker, every manager, every executive, every jailer, every priest, every rapist. Bring me skulls! And the people obey. By evening, a great mound of skulls feels the crumbling husk of the Capitol dome. Under the directions of your witch queen, the people shape the mound into a fine, midden heap. So technically, they just took the mound of skulls and threw some trash on it. Still, it looks great to you, and that's what matters. You burrow into it with your bug legs, easing back in contented repose. You turn to your witch queen. Wake me up if they decide to nuke us or anything, will you, darling? No problem, boss. Tonight the city has fallen to you. Soon, the world. Nothing can stop your terrible apotheosis. Nothing. The end. Also, you instated full communism. You get good end. Done. Boom. Fuck yeah. I've been DJ Sword here for the motherfucking Wiccan Hour. Thanks for joining me on this night of debauchery and sin. I hope you all enjoyed this. I would have no problem running through this shit a million fucking times over. This is absolutely amazing. Top-notch work. I have probably offended a billion people, and guess what? Right now, I just couldn't give a fuck. So, I will see you all next time. Good fucking bye. Done.